What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Tony TGD, and we're back again talking about Lady Decade and how she's continuing to lie to her fans, to lie to you, to lie to everybody on YouTube about the situation she is currently facing with photographer Martin McNeil. But before we get into it, let me remind you to like the video, share it with your friends, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We're getting close to that 1,000 subscriber goal, and I'd really like to hit that before the end of the year. So if you haven't subscribed, why don't you go ahead and do that now? That would be greatly appreciated. That said, we're going to go ahead and look at this tweet. This was a tweet made yesterday from Lady Decade. We're going to go ahead and we're going to read it, and we're going to tell you what it says, and we're going to tell you why it is a lie being perpetrated once again. All right, so it says, "Hello, everyone. I know you all want to know what is going on. I can't state publicly what has happened recently, but I recognize the need for information, which I will share when I can. The main thing I want you to know is that, yes, we did indeed accidentally and without any malice intended use a copyrighted image in one of our videos last year for 3 seconds. A fee was demanded, and that was paid. That is a fact." That is not a fact. That's actually untrue. The fee was not paid. It was negotiated. They were not demanded payments. The artist, the photographer in question, Martin McNeil, sent them an invoice, say, "Hey, use my image. This is what I usually charge for the license fee. Here's what you have to pay. We can settle up for X amount of dollars, or we can go to court. You can challenge it. Maybe the judge will say it's fair use. Maybe it's not. But in the process, this is the consequences of what might happen should you lose." Now, Lady Decade and Top Hat Gaming Man declined that offer. They said, "Nope, we don't want that. We're not going to pay you nothing." Eventually, things got to the point where they offered a counteroffer. They said, "Hey, we're going to give you X amount of money, but you can no longer sue us for anything, for not defamation, for use of the image, for the harassment, none of that. We want free and clear of all the things." And Martin said, "No, I refuse this offer." At that point, there was some ongoing negotiations. Their solicitor said, "Hey, let me get your bank information so that way when we do come to an agreement, we could be able to pay you." Martin said, "Okay," he didn't think nothing of it, said, "Okay," he obliged. Eventually, their solicitor just sent money, unprompted, unnegotiated, unagreed upon. They sent money to Martin McNeil. Martin said, "Hey, I don't accept this money. Why are you sending this money? We don't have an agreement. We don't have any sort of understanding in this situation. I don't want this money. I want to send it back to you." Their solicitors, "I don't know what you're talking about. We don't got nothing to do with this. We're not dealing with it." Eventually, Martin contacted Lady Decade and Top Hat Gaming Man and said, "Hey, either give me somewhere that I can send this money back to you, or I'll just go ahead and donate it to charity, and we're just going to both assume that it was refunded, right? I'll make the donation in your name, and it'll be considered refunded." And they did not give him any means to send them the money back, so Martin donated it. He has proof of the donation, and therefore it is considered legally a refunded money. No deal has been met. No agreement has been signed. This matter is far from being closed. Now you might think, well, Tony, Martin's video was about 8 days ago. This was made yesterday from the time of this recording, because I'm recording this on the 15th of October. So maybe something changed between that time. Well, I can tell you without a doubt, nothing has changed. I did speak with Martin McNeil. I asked him, I said, "Hey, I saw this. Did anything change? Was anything settled between when you made your video and this being posted?" He said, "Nope, nothing has changed. We have no agreement. This matter is not settled." So this whole thing, them saying it is settled, them saying, "Hey, we paid them, it's over with, it's a fact," this is a lie, a complete, utter lie. This is them once again trying to spin the situation, trying to get people to harass Martin. When he comes out and says, "Hey, you didn't pay me," they're going to be like, "What are you talking about? She said she paid you." And this is how they get the harassment back going. And they say, "Well, I don't know what you're talking about." This is the game that they're playing. Now it says, "This matter was handled by our solicitors as we took the matter very seriously, and the claim for the retrospective license fee, which was in the sum of £470 and 52 pence, was paid to satisfy the claim." Again, was not paid because the offer that was made was rejected. A counter offer was made by the Vardys. That was rejected by Martin McNeil, and therefore there is no offer on the table currently. The solicitors took it upon themselves to send Martin some money, satisfying the first offer, which was no longer valid under the UK law, under UK precedent, as Martin had explained in his video. So no, it is not satisfied. They say, She goes on to say, our understanding is that the matter has been fully settled and resolved, and we are not obligated to deal with anyone else. They are lying straight up. They know that it's not solved. However, since then, there has been a campaign of misinformation being placed out there about myself and my husband, Top Hat Gaming Man. We have made the decision not to address additional issues simply because we are certain that there is nothing for us to answer, as the claim has been now settled in full. Again, not settled in full at all. And as far as the quote-unquote misinformation campaign, that was a bunch of leaks from a Discord in which Lady Decade here was basically celebrating that Quartering and his audience would be dragging the name of Martin McNeil through the mud. They were very happy about this event. It says, our decision not to engage in matters which have been resolved by our solicitors, and as there is no legal claim of any kind, we are not prepared to be drawn any further on the issue. Again, still lying about this issue being settled. We can tell you that all comments and or statements made about my husband and I are being ventilated by people that do not understand all the factual matters or simply want to cause my husband and I unreasonable anxiety, stress, and trouble. Again, appealing to emotion, trying to get people, look, they're just harassing us. We're the victims, guys. We stole someone's photo off of Google, off of the New York Times. We used it when we were caught. We cried. We harassed him. We got people to be mad. But we're the victims. Lady Decade says, we're the victims, guys. And the negative impact on our standing as reasonable people is completely unjustified. No, it's completely justified. Again, you stole the photo. You admit it. You stole it from Google, from the New York Times website. You used it without permission. You never attempted to get permission. When you were caught, you went on camera and you cried. You showed pictures of your children. You appealed to people's emotions. You were very happy that Quartering was going to drag this man's name through the mud. You've discussed matters with other YouTubers in which ways that you could spin this positively for you and negatively for Martin. We've seen all the Discord logs. We've seen the conversations. We've seen the DM conversation between Martin McNeil and Lady Decade and the way that she treated him and the way she talked to him. So no, there is no one but you and your husband causing this issue, Miss Decade. It says, if you have any specific questions or concerns, we'd be more than happy to discuss that with you confidentially and privately, and we are not prepared to ventilate things on an open forum or in the public domain, except for this very, very obvious lie. Like I said, this matter is not settled at all. Martin is, as far as I know, very prepared to go ahead and take this to court, to go ahead and, have the fees paid as well as the additional harassment. He said he had to contact the police. They had death threats. He had people harassing him and his family. This is a very serious matter. And again, instead of addressing the matter, instead of owning up to the mistakes that they've made, instead of owning up to the things that they've done, they want to deflect. They want to lie. They want to manipulate their audience. Horrible, horrible people. People who fall for this are extremely dumb and gullible. Guys, this matter is not settled. We have several big UK YouTubers distancing themselves from Lady Decade and Top Hat Gaming Man. And there's reason for that. Why do you think they would be doing that? Obviously, because they know that not only are these people in the wrong, they're fucked with how they're handling the situation. And they don't want to get any of that mud on them. But that's basically everything I got to say about this. We'll talk about it a little bit more on the live stream, Gabbing with Geeks. Hope to see you there. But until then, love, peace, booty grease.